It's Kringle Time. Sit back and relax as we dive into a world of laughter and learning with the Kringle Brothers, reminding us that we are better together.
Hey, welcome everybody
Hello,
to Kringle
everyone. How is it?
Time.
It's Kringle time, and with us we have Santa Doug from Indiana, who's going to
Ooh,
be busy here coming up soon. We also have Troy, and of course, Alan and Bill with us. Hello, everyone.
hi
How are you?
everyone. I'm so glad you made it. I'm one of your hosts, Michael Howe, and my
And
other
I,
guy,
and I'm Santa Herbie, also another Michael.
yeah, Eminem, I
Together we
guess.
make the Kringle Brothers.
So how'd your week go, man?
It's crazy. It's like now that we're getting closer and closer to the season, it's like time just keeps flying by.
Yes.
It's like, oh my gosh, it's like, okay, it's crazy. But also, too, it's tomorrow's my birthday.
Yep, I was gonna make a comment on that.
And, I'm just so glad that, again, as I said this many a times, I'm just happy for this family I chose. And that's all of you. So,
You're
but
too
how was your weekend, my friend?
well, you know what? This has been a week of practicing what we share. You know what I
Well,
mean? The checklist
you,
stuff that we're gonna be talking about is like, oh my gosh, talk about getting suits ready and things. Because I had a commercial that I shot today, you
oh,
know.
how was
And
it? Fun?
it went really fun. It was for a credit union in Saginaw. And it was the first time they're giving me all these $100 bills, fake, of course, right? And I'm going like this, pushing them in the air because the gist of the commercial was, do the following thing, give yourself, like a Christmas gift from Santa kind of stuff, right? So it was a fun shoot, and I'm anxious to see the finished product because you shoot for 4 hours and then they boil it down to 15 to 20
20
some
seconds.
and it was one of those, you do this, all right, now a little more happier, bigger expressions than I felt really in one component. I'm used to doing stills and the photography, and the poor girl that they hired, to do the shoot with me, the credit union shoot, and they kept going, you got to match Santa's energy. you know
That's
and
hard.
so that was fun, but it was fun. But yeah, and so, well, Gary's here and Lewis is here
Well,
and Kane is here and Steffi's here, you know
I know
you
because you
know
mentioned photo, and Steffi's name just pops right up because she is the official Kringle Brothers photographer.
yeah, she is.
But you know what, Michael? Before we get started with today's topic or the continuation of, Gary made a really great comment. I want you to expand a little bit on it. I'm going to put you on the spot
Oh,
here.
Gary did.
Yes, he says, Michael ordered your book yesterday. So why don't you
Oh,
share with everybody what he's
all
talking
right.
about?
Well, thanks. Harold the Elf and the Greatest Christmas Gift. And so it's back from the publishers, and I'm of course, self-publishing it. I didn't want to sell it on Amazon. Amazon wanted it, which is always a good thing, but the price point that I wanted to sell it, because part of my heart was because I like to do a lot of stuff in March, because in Michigan March is reading month, so I love going into the classrooms and reading to the kids, and then wanting to give them something at the same. And then one of the things that I do doesn't mean it's right or wrong, it just means I do it. One of my way to give back into our area and into our county is I buy a set of classroom books for the teacher, that the books stay in there. So it's one of those to encourage reading and that whole 9 yards. And there's a lot of stuff in there. Michigan is like 49 in reading, out of the states. And so it's like, okay, statistically, if a family or a child has 12 books, their reading scores improve. So that's why wanting to read to them and get books into their hands. And it's kind of like my own, because I'm dyslexic, so reading's not easy for me. So this is my way of trying to encourage, kids coming up with that. So all of that to go, I needed the price point, because when you buy a book, I then give a book to a child.
Oh, and what do you call that?
I call it Bo I Go. Buy one, I give one. So boy, I
Boing.
know. So all of that, Gary, thank you for buying a book and being able for me to then give it to a child. So that's why I'm doing it all on my own. So this week of getting that all of the internet hooked up so people can purchase it on my website, all of that's been, but it's working.
Well,
And
you know what? Why don't you go ahead? What is it? MittenStateSanta.com?
Mitten State Santa, all one word.com. And then it's under my visits and more section. You'll find Santa's books, and messages, because I also do video messages like a lot of Santas do. But
Now, I do know we'll both be attending Charles Howard here next month. And for those that are attending Charles Howard, you're going to have some books with you as well, right?
yeah, I will. And I was hoping, I'm making this, here I am making it public. I was hoping to talk to Wade and Scarlett that if I could put some books on their table and then send people to them for me. So please, Wade and Scarlett.
Well, we're very lucky, not just for working with Wade and Scarlett and Santa's Closet, but just with the community itself.
Yeah, very
There
much
are
so.
many selfless people. That's the right word, right?
Selflessness.
Yeah, selflessness people out there who just really want to support one another. And just remember this, everyone. You know, the kindness that you extend will always come back to you. So
Yeah.
always be kind. Let's remember that. So,
Well, I
but
would always, and I would remind students: you reap what you sow.
mhm.
If you put in a corn seed, you get corn. And so what you put in is what you get out. It's not like I can't put in a piece of corn and get raspberries.
What's funny is you mentioned corn. This is where we're totally in a squirrel moment here. But you mentioned
What
corn
corn?
earlier today. I was eating popcorn,
Yeah,
and I wanted to know. Do you know how popcorn got started
it was an
for
Indian
Garland?
thing, wasn't it? Indian?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, how did it start? Orville did it.
It was the colonists and German immigrants that came over, and they would string popcorn to add in a nature flair to their decorating.
Oh, like I know that popcorn and then a cranberry and popcorn and
Right. Well,
cranberry.
that came later on. But what I found interesting is after the Christmas holidays, they would take this string popcorn
Yeah,
and take it outdoors and set it up in trees so all the birds or all the little animals can then eat whatever's left over.
yeah, isn't that cool?
That is awesome. I just, it's one of those things where you see it, you hear about it, you may have done it, but at the same time, I'm like, why?
Why? Yeah,
And again,
the why. I love a good why.
but the thing is, though, you mentioned it. This is one of the reasons why we do this. We could sit here for hours and just say, you need to do this, you need to do this, and you need to do this. But if you don't understand the why behind it,
Yeah.
then it doesn't really have as much impact. And I think we spend a lot of time on the whys or the W's, whichever letter you like to call it. But
Well, Bubba's on, which is really good. Now, Bubba, make sure you tell Ty because we've got Ty's dad joke coming on
yes,
today, and
and
Greg and
Joe's,
Kathy and Kate and Sandy and
oh
of
my,
course Bill and Doug. I'm hoping to get to Doug's show and tell this weekend.
and Jenny's with us too. I saw Jenny's name pop up there as
Oh
well.
yeah,
So,
that's
but
awesome.
you know
All right,
what, Michael?
back on
Last week,
task.
we are discussing lists and the importance of actually doing prep work before the season gets started. So you'll
That's
be
right.
all set by the time November rolls around. Now, some of you may have already booked a whole lot of photography work, and you
Yep.
may be right now looking at getting everything ready. Well, last week we
You know.
discussed,
Well, we discussed our first few topics that we had on there. We discussed wardrobe and appearance,
right?
and we sort props and magics and different things of that nature. We touched the business side, which I'll throw back out again. Kringle Tracker. Oh man, has that program saved me? I just so appreciate Roger and what he's done writing that and how
Hmm.
it works. So, but yeah, so just as an FYI with that. So then now, and the reason we do checklist, at least for me, with squirrels, right? As we go off on our squirrel tangent, it's easy to forget something. So like what techniques do I do so I don't forget things? And one is making myself list, which we put out for people to download, and I'll throw that code out again towards the end of the show. But it's not absolute, and everything. I would just make this comment: everything in the list, basically, it's like one of those. I don't know. Have you ever heard the joke about grandma's ham? No.
No.
I mean, so grandma made the best ham in the world, right? And so the daughter then started to teach her daughter to work and said, well, mom, we need ham like grandma. And so they cut the end of the ham off and they put it in the pan and they baked it. Right. And they did that for a long time. Finally, the one little girl goes, why do you do that? Well, because grandma always did it. So they asked grandma, why did you cut the end of the ham off, to put it in the pan? Why did that help with the flavor? She goes, no, it was always too big for the pan. Right. So what happens is the checklist, all of the checklist to tie that all in. It's kind of like, what do they say in Pirates of the Caribbean? It's parlay. It's just guidelines. It's just to help you get you thinking about what do I need for the season to help you be prepared. So that way you can be the best Christmas performer, the best Santa or Mrs. Claus or elf that you can be.
Well, when you take majority of the year or some portion of the year before the season starts and prepare yourself, you'll be destined to have a fantastic season without as many stressful moments or headaches to go about because you
Yeah.
already have everything under control. It's for people like me who wait to the very last minute to do everything that they end up getting freaked out about stuff.
Well, let me do this, Michael. Let me go ahead and let me read the whole list that I wrote down for
Sure.
marketing and outreach. Okay. And then we can come back and then let's discuss any of those topics that kind of touch base with you. And then
Sure.
everyone listening tonight, if there's something that I read in there and you want to make a comment, then make it. And then that way we can read it and move forward. So when it comes to marketing and outreach, here's the list that I created for myself. I want to update my website, which that's why this was a really hectic week with getting Harold on there and everything, right? Your social media, new pictures, videos, any of that type of stuff. Now's a great time to make it fresh and new. All right. Post seasonal availability announcements. In fact, I've seen a lot of Santas do that already. I'm available. Don't forget, now's
Mhm.
the time. Share early bird booking specials. Sometimes it's great, like how many hours does the photographer need me or that nature, or the more hours I'll give you a better price because I'm working more hours there, kind of thing. So networking with Mrs. Clauses, elves, and others, Santas, for rehearsals, making sure that your show's ready with other Santas, and then even having a list, since my lovely does just 2 events with me, and then I have the privilege of having Sandy Garland being my Mrs. Claus at the Grand Rapids Public Museum. But it's good to know, and talking to other ones, going, if I need a Mrs. Claus, can I call you?
Mhm.
If I need an elf. So having a referral list for you and rehearsing, that's, keep that close on speed dial, right? And then confirming photographers and vignettes with marketing and materials that you need, and recording videos for photographers. I love doing that component. And then I do thank you notes now for what I'm going to be doing in December. So that way, instead of being stressed out, I can just immediately put the thank you note in the mail. And I like to do snail mail, with that. I think it's a little bit more warming and personal. So out of all of the marketing and outreach, anything stuck out to you?
Well, they all stick out to me, but I just want to sum up almost everything in that list with one word:
Yeah.
Canva.
Yes, I use Canva too.
The, for those that are familiar with Canva, Canva is a web based tool that allows you to create posters, Facebook posts, tweets, and different other elements that you can actually spend time and create and then schedule them to be released all throughout the month. So,
Yeah.
with just a little time, you can then create a month's worth of social media from one system and you don't have to worry about posting it all.
Yeah,
It
but I'll
does
do
it
it
for
for
you.
you. Yeah.
In addition, if you wanted to create say a letterhead or a form letter, a thank you letter, as Michael pointed out, this would be a great opportunity for you to actually do this. And I know for me, with some of the things I've done, I use a Cricut, and my Cricut actually has the capability of putting in a marker. So I can actually print a really good font and actually have the Cricut write the letter for me.
Ooh, now see, I haven't tried that, but I just got a small Cricut Joy
Right.
for labels.
You'd be good for like little notes, note card type stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if that has a thing. So, from a marketing and outreach, this is, I think, one of the most important steps that you can actually do at this time, especially to think about this. I mean, within what, 6 weeks? It's November 1st, and it's already photography time. And
Yeah.
then 3 to 4 weeks following that, it's Black Friday, and forget it, everything is in full steam moving forward. So take the
Yeah.
advantage now to basically get your post created.
Check your checklist.
Yep, check
Now's
your
the time.
checklist. So,
All
anything
right.
else you want to share on that portion, Michael?
No, but it looks like everyone's excited for the new season.
Oh, yeah, my goodness. It sounds like that. Yep. I'm looking right now. We have Neil with us from Australia.
Ooh.
Oh, look at that. Oh, Bueller, Australia. Hey, it could be named after me.
You know what? Santa Kurt just got home from Australia, and that's all I can say. And I'm going to say the when Kringle Tracker next season, if things work out and we do have a season 3, then Kurt will be one of the first shows. So it'll be great.
Perfect. There's a special treat with Kurt, but you're going to have to stay tuned
You'll
and
have to wait.
request.
You know, Kurt was my first Santa on my bus at Charles W. Howard that came walking up to me and says, I'm going to buy a nutcracker. Can we take it on the bus? And my mind's going, yeah, you can get a nutcracker on the bus. And then I found out it was 6 foot tall.
Well, that's what they have the store. That's where they have the luggage portion
You
on the
know, so
buses.
that's where we put the nutcracker. But my mind's going, I've never seen anybody buy one of those 6 foot ones. It was awesome.
Just
So,
remember, for those who go to Bronner's, almost everything in Bronner's is for sale. So just don't look at the stuff at eye level. Look into the ceiling. There are a lot of treasures up there as well.
all right, performance prep.
Performance prep. Oh my goodness.
Here's in the checklist for performance check. You're gonna love my first line with that. Review, rehearse stories, jokes, and songs.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely test things out to make sure they're funny, because if not, don't say them.
That's right. Refresh your knowledge of Christmas carols and poems. Like anything else, you need to practice, practice, practice. Right? Practice handling shy, excited, and nervous kids. How do you have a plan of attack? Everything is flexible. Back to there's no things. Life is not black and white. You know what I mean? But if you have a roadmap, at least you know how to get there. And we talk about storytelling. Know your way in and know your way out, and everything in between. Have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Plan for special activities, reading stories, handing books out. That was like a fresh one for me. I.e., any of those um, giveaways. Now's the time. We've made that comment. Making sure that you have them, they're there. Making sure volunteers to reading children's book of places, churches, special groups, schools. Those are all great places to hit up for reading. Rehearse special entrances, coming in with your bells and ho, 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 and different locations. I know the more training that I get on special needs, kind of the less I use my bells. So I need to know the vignette, the gig and coming in. And so I'm finding myself using bells and being really loud less and less, and but being animated more body wise. you
Mm-hmm.
know. And so, yeah. So anything on the performance prep you want to add or touch base with?
Well, I mean, just a little story here is refresh knowledge of Christmas carols and poems. I can't tell you how many times in the thrill of the moment that I forgot the words to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Or even worse, can't even remember how Frosty the Snowman goes.
Oh, that is not a good song to sing out loud. So
No, but
the verses are that's a difficult sing along song, just to let you know. So,
but
and
when
you
you,
attempted it?
oh yes,
Oh, look at you.
there's very little I won't do from a performance standpoint. If somebody flips a switch for me, I just go full throttle and just fudge my way through it. And if not, I make it up as I go along.
That's a fudge lake. That's a lot because that song's not a good sing along song. Fun, it's a great song. I love it. But as a sing along song, that one is a little rough.
That is too, yes. But you know what? When it comes to performance prep, excuse me, this should be something that we should be doing at least a little bit all year round. It's just at this point in time, it's now time to bring it all together.
Yep, it is.
And I think one of the special things that you mentioned that also applied to the list above is if you're rehearsing, record yourself. If you're sitting at your computers like many of you are right now, watching us and listening to us, do the same thing, but just record yourself reciting or acting out "'Twas the Night Before Christmas."
Yeah,
If
one
you
of the
have a favorite story, practice it in front of the camera so you can see your facial features. You can see the excitement in your eyes. Because just remember this, family, that even though you might say the story 100 times a season, for some of your clients, it's the very first time they're hearing it.
That's right. You got to remember that. Yeah.
So you have to basically have the same enthusiasm that you had the first time you told the story, or whether it's the 100th time you told the same story. And that's the key with always being a professional.
Yes. Good word.
What?
That's a good word. I like it.
Which word did I use now? We
I
all know I'm not good with words.
All right. Talking about good words, let's do a little bit of thank yous.
All right, that's a good word.
Are you going crazy managing clients, contracts, and invoices? Kringle Tracker is here to help you. Stay organized with ease. Keep your sanity in check with Kringle Tracker's intuitive tools to effectively manage your schedule and clients. Our seamless, customizable contract system allows you to tailor your contracts to you and your clients' needs. Prepare for tax time like a pro by tracking your income and expenses and generate reports to make it a breeze. Transform your Claus business by signing up for a free 20-day trial. Kringle Tracker was created by a Claus for the Claus community so you can focus on making magical memories for your clients. Head over to kringletracker.com and sign up for your free trial today.
We're back.
I love your lists.
You're old.
Well, no, I mean, the next section that we want to talk about here is health and safety.
Yes.
This, I think, is probably the most important aspect of all the prep lists itself. For instance, you should be scheduling any medical or dental checkups prior to the changes.
Yep.
Oh, Bob Zielinski says, change your voicemail to personalize it for the Christmas season. That's a very good one there too, Bob.
Oh, I like that, Bob.
That's a good one there too. The second item is to prepare cough drops, water, sanitizer, breath mints. Now, we're going to spend a little bit more time on this one because after I read off this list, because this is also something too that's very important. But make a Santa care kit, as well as make a Santa car kit.
Yep.
And then, of course, keep a spare mask or face shield if needed for certain venues.
Yep.
Stay hydrated and maintain voice health.
Water. Yeah.
And, of course, if you are prone to doing this, start airborne.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Nope. I'm just going to make the comment. In fact, this week I started my airborne regimen already.
Mm-hmm.
Or vitamins and those types of things, anything extra for immune system health and all of that. I started it now. Build up that system.
And the final point was to have a pedicure. treat yourself. Your feet will be happy. Therefore,
Yeah,
you will be happy.
I love pedicures. All right, we'll make that. That was from my wife. My feet were cracking and bleeding, and they were
Mhm.
horrible. And finally, she put her foot down. No pun intended.
Not just on top of them, though.
It was just, you're gonna come and get a pedicure. All right, fine. This is guys don't do pedicures. Oh my! The
You know,
pedicure was absolutely. My feet were like on clouds, and the cracking and all of that. And she gave me some cream to put on. I mean, it was like one of those. So now my wife and I, every once in a while, we go on a pedicure date. We go together and have
mhm.
our feet done. I mean, literally in your boots, when if you're not used to wearing boots all the time, they'll dry your feet out.
Oh,
It's easier to crack and stuff. So keeping your feet in good shape, the pedicure, treat yourself if you haven't had one, please.
well, if you sit down and think about it, is I mean, I'm about 260 pounds, and my feet and my legs hold that entire frame up all day long. And if you're constantly on your feet, give some love to your feet. Now,
Run.
when we did say schedule medical and dental checkups,
I get my
you,
teeth cleaned, and now's the time to make sure that if there's any emergency stuff,
that
or stuff you got to get done, cavities or fillings or crowns, now's the time to get all of that stuff done before you get into the season.
well, also too is not just from a dental perspective, but from a medical perspective as well. Make sure you get all your medications filled. Number two is make sure you get all your vaccinations if you are a vaccinator.
A
The flu
vaccinator.
vac. Well, there are some people out there who may choose not to actually get any vaccines itself.
Yep.
I don't want to. That's your own opinion and perspective, and
Yep.
you know what? We all have our own. So, but at the same time, too, I go out and I get a flu shot. I get a COVID vaccine if applicable, and
Yep.
anything else that I may need from my age group itself. But the season will be much happier for you if you maintain a healthy regimen.
I
And
agree.
that goes for eyes, as Michael pointed out. He wears his contacts. Now's the time to start building up the wear of the contact lenses so your eyes aren't straining because you immediately go into an event for the season.
Yep. I agree.
Agreed. All right. So let's move on to number 7.
Well,
Oh, this.
you want to go back to the care kit? Here, talk for a second. Let me
Oh,
grab something.
no problem. Yes, we wanted to talk about the Santa Care Kit. Through experience, Michael and I have actually come to realize that it's really important. Yes, Jenny, hand sanitize and wash your hands. But this is where we're going to is we have to have what we call a Santa Care Kit. We all have those instances where a button may pop off the suit. You may lose a button from your suspenders. Or worst case scenario, is you have a you went to a family's home and they had a dog that wanted to jump in your lap.
Yeah.
The different things that you should be carrying with you to a little kit, a sewing kit, a lint roller, maybe some deodorant, a comb. Didn't your daughter start you on this?
My daughter did this to me for Christmas one year, and it was a huge. She's got the Claus emergency kit on it,
Mm-hmm.
and it has a list of all the stuff that she put in there for me. Safety pins and clips and glue and combs and sewing. I mean, and the list goes long. And the aspirin and cough drops and whatever you could think of, kind of stuff. And the when we give the list out again tonight, if you haven't done it, all the items that are in here are there. And it literally saved me. I mean, I got so excited to call my daughter. I was on my way to the television station to do a Santa interview, right? And my glasses, I drive in there, I touch my glasses and my frames break. And it was like, oh, I need my glasses, right? So I literally keep this with a bigger bag of other different things, on the emergency list. I reached in, I pulled out super glue, dab, 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 put it together, wait it, put the glasses on into the interview. And then after the interview, of course, then I called my optometrist. I need your help, right? But it got me through. the
Mhm.
moment, and otherwise it could have been really tragic, because how can you do an interview and you're supposed to read cue cards and you don't have your glasses to read the cue cards?
Also, too, is if for those designer bearded Santas out there, it might be the best benefit to ensure that you either have additional tape with you in case you have to retape, or, of course, whatever adhesive that you're prone to using, so you can do any touch ups or anything that needs to be done, whether it be a wig, a mustache, or a beard. In fact, it might even be better to carry, say, an extra mustache with you because sometimes those yak hairs does not like the weather.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm just looking at some of this. Kathy Fix said I was told by a nurse friend of mine to get COVID and flu before September 18th, or you may not be able to get it. Period. Well, thank you, Kathy.
Ooh.
That's good to
Well,
know.
that's really good to know. So, gosh, we're down to what?
A
8
week,
days a week.
a week. I know. I got to call my
Eight,
doctor.
8 days a week. That's a
That's a
song,
good
isn't
Beatles
it?
song.
8 days a week. All right,
Now
never.
the other aspect too is what I mentioned was a Santa car kit as well. Because we're always in our vehicles traveling to and from gigs, we would hate for Christmas to be ruined because we couldn't get somewhere because of
Snow,
car issue, snow issues.
freezing rain. You know.
So make sure that your mode of transportation is checked out and make sure you get the oils changed. But most importantly, too, is make sure that you keep a blanket, maybe a few additional waters or a few snack bars, protein bars, something like that, so you can actually have something to eat in between.
Yeah, things that you need, like in mine, I go, this isn't, oh, I'm just being honest with you. So
That's all
that
we're
way we're
doing.
not being crazy or being, sometimes I get worried that you say something and to other people, oh, I can't believe. So I have a bag in there, an overnight bag. So I've
Hmm.
got clean underwear and clean shirts and socks, and I just keep it in a bag and it stays in the car, just because with all the traveling I do, especially at the lodge, in my contract with the lodge, if there's inclement weather, they'll put me up for the night.
Right.
But you know what I mean? So I try to keep all of those things with me at all times, just so I'm ready. You just don't know. It's one of those, I'd rather have it and then never ever use it than all of a sudden need it and not have it.
Well, exactly. And also, too, is you should make sure that you have a working phone charger, maybe even multiple ones, or some of those battery, those power banks that people are buying now, to
Yep.
so you don't lose your phone in not optimal weather.
Cells are
Okay.
good.
Bruce was just saying, Herbie, the doctor's office don't seem to have any vaccines. May need to go to the drugstores. In my experience, Bruce, you are saying the magic word because half the time, CVS, Walgreens, whatever drugstore is more up to date on vaccines than my own doctor's office. So,
Yeah.
but let's move on to travel and logistics.
All
And
right.
again, we talked about some of these two already. For example, prep Santa sleigh,
Yep.
pack an emergency kit, which we talked about,
Yep.
organize garment bags for suits and accessories.
If you need new tires, now's the time to get tires. If your brakes are getting close, go ahead and get new brakes. Yeah, I mean, you don't need to go into the season and then go, oh, I got to get a brake job, or oh, I need tires. I mean, yeah, it's some of it's convenient to do, but it takes time. And I know for me, if I'm booking in the morning, in the evening, I mean, I don't have time to slide in and go put new tires on. You know.
Mm-hmm. Well, and again, a lot of this information seems to be common sense, but it's always good to write it down and create a checklist just so you don't let anything slip.
Yep.
Because one small incident can have more of a detrimental effect further down the line. So if you take the time now to get prepped to be ready to go, then it'll be easier for you as the season goes forward.
An emergency kit in the car is a good idea.
It is a good idea. And as I said too, is you mentioned, your overnight bag. You mentioned, of course, my Stacy makes me carry a blanket and other things in the car itself too, in
Yep.
case I do get stuck in snow or I do have to have car issues and I have to wait for something.
Jumper cables, all of that
Jumper
stuff.
A lot of the things I like to use is my Halo system, which is basically like a portable battery jumper.
Yeah.
So this is all the things in here. Now, Michael, the next area is, of course, Santa's Spirit. I'll let you take this one.
Oh, Santa's Spirit. Okay.
Santa's Spirit.
I had confirm your GPS, and the other one, real quick, my
Oh,
list was confirm your GPS addresses,
yeah.
right? And then have a backup Santa bag in case you lose it or damage. We talked about that. All right. Now, the fun. This is the Christmas spirit prep. Do
This
you
is the
do you
fun
have
one.
anything that you do to get you in the Christmas spirit mood?
Attend Charles W. Howard.
Yep, that's a good one.
You know what? I'm very fortunate here because one, I have a great brother with me who basically keeps me in the spirit all year round. But you know what? Each one of you out there with your questions and your accolades and your words of gratitude for what we're sharing keeps me so Christmas oriented that it's just a wonderful place to be.
Do you have any books that you like to read that help promote that Christmas spirit and get
Wow.
you pumping?
Well, most of the books I read
And you're a
anything
better
more is
reader than I am. I mean, I have to. I'm better at audible books than I am reading.
for me, it comes right down to the fact is most of the books I read anymore are just about um, different variations, how to increase my improv or Christmas lore or Christmas history. But you know what? For me, I think right around the beginning of October, that's when I start watching like Miracle on 34th Street. I
Yeah,
watched the original, the one with Ed Gwynn in there, the black and white version. Then I watched the one with Peter Attenborough. And then I start watching all my Rankin Bass ones.
yeah,
Just for the fact is, and of course, there's always a new one that comes out that I just want to watch because again, we could actually add this to the list. Always look at the most popular movies or TV shows or cartoons because why? Children will challenge you as to whether or not it's true of what they saw in the movie.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, when they did the one with The Rock here, I'm sure there are children out there asking whether or not there is such a gizmo that can actually turn a toy into a working, full fledged, real item.
Yes, yeah.
So you have to be prepared for that. So, but what about you?
I One of my favorite movies that I watch every year is Becoming Santa.
Oh
In
yeah,
other words,
very good movie.
that movie Becoming Santa, it's a documentary about a guy who loses his parents and is trying to find the spirit of Christmas. And then he found, well, what he did was he lost his parents, and then someone gave him a picture of his dad in a Santa suit after, because the mother passed away first. And he goes, my dad was a Santa? He had no idea that, because this was later when he's out of the nest kind of thing. So he goes, I wonder if that's part of it. So then he literally, it's his journey on putting the suit on and becoming a Santa and going to school and everything. But I just, there's something about that Becoming Santa for me. It's extremely magical. I mean, I'll even cry in it sometimes. But that's kick the season off. Let's watch that movie, because for me, it's a reminder of some of the reasons why I'm Santa.
Hmm.
Which then I also have that on my list. I have a mission statement I've written for myself, right? And so I'll start reading that mission statement, at least 3-4 times a week. And then I've defined all the things that I have in my mission statement. So that way it helps me, a couple of things. It helps me be plumb on all the things that I want to do. So that, in other words, I'm square with it. I can move forward, keeps me focused. All right, all the different things that we'll do with that. So that's an important thing. So for me, that lifts me up. And then, of course, I love little Christmas devotionals that I'll read,
Hmm.
you know, and those types of things, just to get into that. And then one of the things that's real fun for me that I enjoy is I'll pull down my huge box of all of my letters
Hmm.
from children. I save all of them. Right. And then I just reach in, and I believe it providential. I need to read the ones, and then I'll just start reading some of them. just to remind me of the magic from those children. And yeah, I love my big box of
Boy, you mentioned that a few years ago, and that's what I started doing as well. All the letters I end up getting from the children I keep, and then put them into like a little box, and I just go back and read them. Even if you ever need a pick me up during the course of the year, it's
yeah.
always good to actually return to that. Santa Kane here got a really good aspect too for your Santa spirit. Take this opportunity now to go to your stores and look through the toy aisles.
That's good
Become
prep.
a, become acquainted as to what each child may be asking for, or what the new lingo is to describe it. I cannot forget the year of the what is it,
Oh,
the magical mixie pots,
yeah.
and everybody's asking for these things, and I'm like, I got to figure out what this stuff is, and yes,
Oh,
so
this
be
happened
prepared.
today. All right. So in other words, all you make that comment about prep happened today. Right. So before I came home to get the computer up for the show and pull out the final notes and everything that we had prepped for it, right? I go 2 blocks down to our high school to watch the first half of the soccer game. Because there's a family we know, and he's playing soccer, and so we
Mhm.
want to support it, right? So we go there, and I'm sitting there, right, in the bench, and this little boy walks up to me. How you doing, Santa? Good. How are you? And so we just do the typical chit chat. So what have you been playing? And he had a Minecraft shirt on, and I go, oh, I was playing Minecraft the other day, and the creepers, they keep blowing my house up. That little boy talked to me for an hour on Minecraft. And he's telling me how to do this and how to do that. And he's going over and over and going. And so then I'm trying to change the subject a little bit. I said, I like Legos too. Yeah, the Legos are okay, but Minecraft's better. And then he goes off again. And it was like, my wife's laughing because he's not coming up for air. I
Mm-mm.
mean, he was just, man, he had a list there to tell me Santa, and he was going to help me. So all of that prepping going to the place, it paid off with this little boy today at the game.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
it was
Bruce.
just fun. Yeah.
No, that's a good one too, because I mean I've had that as well. But Bruce brought up a good one: is the year of the Stanley Cup.
Oh my.
Everybody kept asking for a Stanley Cup, and me, like most people
I
from
thought it was
the
hockey.
Michigan area, I thought, of course, it was the actual NHL trophy, the Stanley Cup, and I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. To come to find out, it's just a big, giant 20-ounce mug.
And
So,
my mind goes, they really want a travel cup for Christmas?
so you never know, but this is a reason why it's always good to start now to focus. But you know what, Michael? Why don't we go ahead and run today's dad joke, and
Oh,
we
I
can
like
come
that
back and look
idea.
at some of these other comments.
All right.
I used to be addicted to soap, but now I'm all clean.
I don't know what's
Thank
funnier,
you,
the joke or
Santa
him in the
Claus.
bathtub.
That was so fun to watch him. You should have seen him at Montrose. I was just so Ty's a hoot. And his dad Bubba's a hoot too. I
They're great people, and of
love
course,
them.
Bubba was the creator of the flat Kringle Brothers,
Yes, the steamrollers.
the steamrolled Kringle Brothers.
So I tell you what, let's go ahead and let's do our Santa Closet gift
Or you
trivia
want to do the
question.
trivia now? All
Yeah.
right. Well, before we go into the trivia, let me go ahead and give the rules. But before I can give the rules, I need to find my form.
Well, hang on, let me run this while you find it.
You find it.
Or Santa's Closet has been committed to providing unique, high-quality accessories for Santa, Mrs. Claus, and the entire Claus community. Our mission is to deliver exceptional customer service and outstanding value, offering competitive pricing and a wide selection of products designed to enrich the Claus experience.
Yay!
That was a
Thank you,
soothing
Wade and
commercial.
Scarlett. Huh?
I said that was a soothing commercial. Yes, thank you, Wade and Scarlett. You are so awesome. It's not. There's not even words that can
I
describe it.
appreciate him a lot. So, all right, did you find the rules?
I did find the rules. All
All right.
right. Just remember that we cannot ship to anywhere outside of the United States. So if you are not in the United States, unfortunately, you are not eligible to win. I'm sorry, Neil in Australia. Also, please
Unless
keep.
there's an address in the States we can send it to for
Well,
you.
that's true. If you have like a holding place and you're going to be here in the States, you can
Or
send
a
it to
relative.
somebody
A
or a
relative.
relative and they can ship it to you. There's always ways around it. Secondly, please note that if you have won within the last 65 days, that you are not eligible, you're in timeout.
Time
Or
out.
better yet, you're in the penalty box. You have done
Okay,
bad.
back to the hockey.
Back to
Stanley
the
Cup.
hockey. Back to Slapshot. Awesome movie.
Oh, we are a hoot.
So,
All
Michael,
right.
do you want to read the question and I will
Yep.
look at who is doing what?
Are you ready? Here we go.
I am ready.
Who do we pretend the snowman is in Winter Wonderland? Yeah, so who do we pretend the snowman is in Winter Wonderland? I can we should have like wait, we could do this kind of well no, we can't do that. Did we get a
No
winner?
answers.
Oh, no answers yet?
That's because AJ's not online, so somebody's not googling right.
Wait,
Oh,
I
we
think
got
we got
we got the first one that came in. It is Troy Shiflet.
Shiflet. Yay, Troy! You're right. It is. So who do we pretend? Parson Brown. Nice. Good job. That was awesome.
That was awesome. Now everybody starts coming in.
Yes. So if you'll do a favor, please nail your first and last name and your address in a t-shirt size. So sometimes they give out t-shirts. Or a shirt to Kringle Brothers 2 at gmail.com. That's Kringle Brothers 2, all one word, at gmail.com. And we'll forward that information to Wade and they'll send you right away. He's very good at getting things in the mail. Very, very good at it. And we'll get you your prize. And thanks for participating and watching tonight's show.
I was just looking at the winner sheet here.
Yeah.
Do you know what's scary?
What?
We only have 2 more weeks to do the show.
Yeah, I know.
Now, granted, we're going to be doing like some special ones because we have the one special event coming from Charles W. Howard. I'm
And
sure
we'll broadcast from the Santa's Closet booth.
right? And of course, you'll probably see us all throughout the weekend because we love to go live and just have fun. I mean, how many of you have seen us traveling? Just imagine what we can do when we don't have to drive.
If you're coming to Charles W. Howard, I'm not try to get on our bus. We're bus captains.
We are bus captains. Oh, we just have fun and it's a good time if you have questions or you just want our input on something. I mean, like I said, when we speak, it's from what we do and why it works for us.
Yep.
It may not be something that works for you, but you know what? We can always discuss things because, in my opinion, you can take anything I do, and if you make it better, I'm going to take it
We'll
back.
take it back and we'll implement it. Yeah,
Exactly.
We just love sharing. And so, talking about sharing, if you please go ahead and make a comment or like the post on Facebook and follow us. You just click on follow or subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can get all of the shows are on YouTube also at Kringle Brothers. We really appreciate your support and please forward the videos and share. It means a lot to us, and we appreciate your support. It's like a big encouragement for us. So like and follow on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We appreciate it. Thanks.
And Michael, why don't you bring up the QR code for the lists?
All right, awesome. And so also to all of the lists that you've seen, I posted this last week. So all of the lists that we went through, and then a more detailed list in there, like my emergency kit that I have, what I put in each of my bags. I even have a list of what I put in my gig bags. So I have multiple gig bags of, all right, this gig bags for this, and I have all of those lists in there. All of that. So it's like 4 documents in this folder. I even put in my beard balm recipe if you want to make your own beard balm, kind of, just as a as a prep thing, because I'll make extra balm now so I don't have to worry about it for the next 3-4 months.
There you go.
So there it is. Take your camera and
Now,
follow that link. And
just
that'll,
looking at some of the comments here, Matt Spalding, I'm definitely ready for the season. Very excited. Matt's really excited too because I guess he's going to Universal Studios for the Halloween weekends here.
yes,
I saw him post that.
that's awesome.
Um, Kathy Fix said, not only go through the toy stores, but hit other locations, kind of like Hobby Lobby, because you never know what you can find when you look through Santa eyes at things.
I love
You
going
may
through
come
Hobby
up with a
Lobby.
new prop or a new story or something that you can actually use for the upcoming season.
One of the things that wasn't on the list, but I just did it kind of just as a reminder. I made new hat bling.
Yes, you
I
did.
went to, I went to Hobby Lobby and I found some. Oh, that would make wonderful hat bling, and so then I made a few of them. So I might bring. I got a few extra. Maybe I'll bring them and share them at CW.
And
That'd be
as
fun.
and as I said, we will be at Charles W. Howard this year. We'll be part of the Michigan Santa Expo as well.
I'm just laughing over Charlie's comment. I've traveled with them. Very scary.
It is scary.
I think he likes it though. I think he likes saying it, but I think he likes to travel with
He
us.
likes to be the driver because that's why I think he gets scared when I'm driving and you're videoing and I'm looking at the camera and not at the road.
Yeah, you need to look at the road. Just
Well, I
yeah.
believe in Elon Musk.
All right, another story. All right, there it is. I'm going to take this off. There. Hopefully you had time, and then that link will be good for at least a week. And then of course all that stuff will go away. And
Now,
all the lists that we make, I'll say it this way. They're just for personal use only. Okay,
mhm.
please be respectful of each other. I don't type up a list. This is mine. I I'm just like one beggar finding bread, and I want to give you, bread. I mean, so we can all enjoy it together. So that's one of my goals. It's not, yeah. So,
Well,
but I
it's
do
kind of,
ask that you be respectful and just as for personal use.
but again, though, to always remember this, and I think this is kind of like another, what is it, mantra that we can all live by. It's, of course, we're better together. But as I said it earlier, the kindness that we put out there will always come back to us tenfold.
And
So,
that's in the last thing that I had, in the health one, or spiritually
mhm,
getting ready for the season. Start practicing kindness and paying it forward right now. There's something about practicing gratitude, waking up, listing out those things. I'm blessed because I know I have a wife, Linda. Oh my
mhm,
gosh, my list of blessings from her, and you, Michael, and Stacy and Mel and the Santa family. I mean, that list is huge for me. Start practicing that. Write that out and reading it to yourself every day, and then literally purpose to start to do things. If you're in a grocery line, you know buy something from somebody, give small tokens of love and gratitude, and start working on that right now. And because, man, I tell you what, with all the stuff going on, I think being Santa, is more important today than any other time that we've ever had, to practice gratitude and love and sharing and caring, and encouraging all those attributes. And Santa, you can do it. You're
yes, you
you're
can.
you're there. So put on your smile, all right? Bring up your gleam, bring the jolly, and remember, as Santa Mel says, you are Christmas magic.
That is true. And just remember, too, is it's not that you always have to do a physical act. You don't have to like buy something for someone. You don't have, you know what? A smile, an acknowledgement, a show of gratitude for something, or just simply walking up. I mean, I've done this a few times going through like a drive through and just looking at the person at the window going, you know what? You're doing an amazing job. Thank you. and you will see a whole different look come over their face because they don't hear that. And all you're doing is just saying a few sincere words.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind as you get ready for the season. But you know what, Michael, before we start looking to head off here, you know
Yeah.
what time it is?
We've got
Now,
6.
don't look at your watch. You're supposed to be doing the Christmas fact.
There it is. There's the music for it. I knew that's probably where you were going. And just to let everyone know, before we get together a little bit before we broadcast, to go over the notes that I type up, and Mike started going, hungry, and I'm going, is he hungry? What do you want to eat? And he goes, no, your Christmas fact. You've got a fact about hungry. Oh yeah, that's right. Not the feeling that you get inside, but the place where you can live. All right. So tonight's Christmas fact is from Hungary. Now, in Hungary, right? Christmas celebration centers on December 24th for Christmas Eve, right? And they spend that time with families and decorating the trees, enjoying a special meal. And often their meal, they have fish soup and stuffed cabbage. That's their Christmas. That's their Christmas Eve meal. And
I can do
so,
stuffed cabbage, but fish soup, I don't think so.
well, I don't know. It depends on how it's done. I mean, because you can go, a lot of Oriental food will have, fish and stuff in it,
Yeah, but they also put fish eyes in there.
Well, you just have to eat and be thankful.
Well, as Neil says, generosity and gratitude is the answer.
That's
Thank
right.
you for the soup.
For
I
the good
appreciate it.
reminder. Growing up the way we did, Mom was always says, you eat what's in front of you, and we grew up poor. I mean, I didn't know necessarily how poor we really were. We had outside water, an outside toilet, let you know how poor we were. And I had an army cot for a bed, and when the wind blew, I'm not telling you that because it was bad. I didn't know. I loved jumping down on the floor and pushing it back. The winter months for outside bathroom was a little bit rough. But when I was 7, we got an inside one. Oh, my life was good at 7.
Moving forward here. But just as a few reminders here before we close the show here is, again, your feedback is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to, please submit suggestions, topics, ideas, or maybe even guests that we can move on into season 3 if we're asked to come back. Also, remember that we'll be doing a special Charles W. Howard show Wednesday, October 8th at Santa's Closet booth at the Spring Hill Suites. Please tune in or join us live if you are at Charles W. Howard.
Sounds good. I love it.
All right. As we get ready to close, I just want to say a special thank you to our TNL Production Network team of Bob, Scott, Spangle, and Angela, as well as to our contributors, Larry, Talbert, Sam, Roger, Wade, and Scarlett, the Kaboots family. Am I missing anybody?
Well, our lovely Stacy and Linda. Life would be horrible without them, and a major big thanks for them and their encouragement, and them putting it into us so we can share and put into you.
That is right. All right now. So, Michael, as we get ready to close.
So until we meet again, may your days be jolly, your hearts be light, and your kindness always shine bright.
And may the spirit of Christmas live in you every day of the year. Remember to be good, spread joy, and always believe.
Merry
Christmas to all.
And to
all a good night. Perfect.
Afterglow party.
Afterglow. All right, now this
You
is
know what?
just
You did
what
really well with it tonight. We're finally, after a whole season, we're finally starting to sink a little bit.
I know. We got like 3 more weeks of saying it, and then it could be next year, and it's just like, what?
Well, it took us a while. Because I liked what I wrote. It
I
took
did
us a
too.
while, but we're finally getting there.
We're just getting it's scary. I don't know if it's going to get scary for some people because we're both thinking on the same brain level.
You know what? Let me tell you, I've got to do this. Um, or do I? No, I'm going to be disciplined, and I'm going to wait till next week. Right? I've got a great story from my wife today, so I'm going to wait till next week
Wait till next week.
because it's a part. It goes along with the dad joke that Ted Flynn sent me today.
Oh,
You're right.
okay.
And so, just a reminder: if you're still watching, please take your camera, record it sideways, a dad joke, and send it to Kringle Brothers 2. And if we don't get it on this season, I'll at least we'll try to save it for next season.
Maybe
Ted
because
sent me a really good one today.
if we get an influx, maybe we'll just start attaching them to the Facebook page.
Well, if we get a lot of good ones, maybe we'll, for our next couple shows, it says towards the end, we'll just we'll run
Just do
2
dad
dad
jokes.
jokes.
We'll just do a couple dad jokes. Well,
2.
again, thank you everybody for joining us. We still have 21 people out there. Just remember, as Santa Mel says, you are all Christmas magic. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope your season is as much fun as we have putting the show together.
Yeah, Boris, do you have a tamale dad joke? Boris should record a tamale. I Someday I'm going to get to Texas and I'm having tamales with my brother Boris.
One day we'll get to, well, you go to Texas to go see
My
Sister
sister.
Claus.
Yep.
So you can always go there. But you know what? One day maybe we'll get out there and we'll have some fun in Texas or Oklahoma or somewhere like that.
All right.